What if I told you that you could be a landlord to some of the biggest names in America? Companies like UPS, Home Depot, Amazon, Kroger, and even Walmart without having to buy a single property, collecting a rent check in person, or dealing with tenants. There's a hidden corner of the investing world where you can collect rent from America's largest corporations with just a few clicks on your phone, and this opportunity has been sitting in plain sight since 1960. Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy, and today I'm going to break down REITs for you. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to buy into these opportunities, why it works, and how you can start building your real estate empire with as little as $10. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's start with the big picture. Real estate remains a critical tool for wealth building. Many people often use it to accelerate and maintain their fortunes through several key mechanisms. The first one is leverage. Investors can use other people's money from a mortgage, for example, to control an asset that is worth far more than their initial investment. This allows them to multiply their returns as the property grows in value. The next one is appreciation. Over the long term, real estate values tend to increase, growing the investor's net worth, and strategic renovations can also force appreciation to increase the property's value. We also have cash flow. Rental properties can provide a steady passive income stream that can be used to pay down the mortgage, reinvest, or to provide financial freedom. Tax benefits are another key component. Real estate investors can benefit from tax deductions for depreciation, your mortgage interest, and property taxes. Diversification is also very important. For high net worth individuals, real estate is a tangible and often stable asset that diversifies their portfolios beyond financial market investments like stocks or bonds. But here's the catch. Most people think they need hundreds or thousands of dollars for a down payment, perfect credit scores to secure a mortgage, and the patience to deal with tenants, unpaid rent, and endless property headaches. That turns people away before they even start. However, there's a better way to tap into the wealth building power of real estate. You don't need to own the property, you just need to own a piece of the company that does. Which brings us to REITs. REITs stand for Real Estate Investment Trust, and these are businesses that purchase, manage, or provide financing for properties, and they're legally obligated to return the bulk of their earnings to shareholders. By law, REITs must pay out at least 90% of their taxable income to investors each year in the form of dividends in order to preserve their special tax treatment as pass-through entities. By meeting this requirement, the REIT itself avoids corporate income taxes, and instead, the responsibility for taxes will shift to the shareholders who are taxed on the dividends they receive. The money they distribute typically comes from rental payments made by tenants or from interest on mortgages held within the trust. Because of this structure, REITs often deliver sizable dividend payouts, making them attractive to investors seeking steady income, though it is important to understand that they also carry certain drawbacks, which we'll cover later. Still, REITs are one of the most reliable income-generating assets out there. They were created by Congress in 1960. At the time, wealthy families and large institutions dominated real estate because they were the only ones with enough money to buy office buildings, hotels, and shopping centers. Congress realized that ordinary investors were being locked out of one of the greatest wealth building opportunities of all time, so they passed legislation creating REITs, which allowed anyone to buy shares in professionally managed real estate portfolios. In other words, REITs were designed to democratize real estate investing. They took something reserved for the wealthy and they opened the doors to everyone, and over the last 6 decades, they have proven to be one of the most powerful tools for passive wealth building. Now, before we go into more details about REITs, we need to understand how they actually make money. So REITs generate revenue in 3 primary ways. The first is rental income. This is the most common way that REITs generate revenue, through collecting rent from tenants who occupy their properties, like apartments, office buildings, shopping malls, hotels, things like that. Second is property appreciation over time. So as we know, of course, right now, real estate value generally increases. It's very high right now to own property. When the properties in a REIT's portfolio increase in value, so does the value of your shares. Third, they earn management fees. Many REITs also make money from managing the properties that they own, charging fees for operations and other services. I also want to mention that REITs can earn interest on mortgages, or MREITs. They focus on financing real estate by earning interest from their investments in mortgages and mortgage-backed securities. However, the 3 other sources that I mentioned are normally the primary sources of income. So next, Let's look at some statistics to show you how much REITs have made over the past 5 years versus a high yield savings account. Now, recently I took a trip to Arizona. During that trip, I did a few interviews. It was for another platform, but when I did these interviews, I talked to a lot of people, and funny enough, most of them had high yield savings accounts, which is why I really want to compare REITs to this particular savings account. The FTSE NAREIT All Equity REITs Index is essentially the scorecard for US equity REITs, and it tracks how publicly traded real estate investment trusts are performing, and it's widely used as a benchmark for the entire real estate sector. Now, over the past 5 years, this index has delivered a total return of 41.3%. So to put that in perspective, if you had invested $10,000 of your money, it would have grown to about $14,130, giving you a profit of $4,130, and that would be over the past 5 years. Now, this math is going to be rough, but I do think it's fairly accurate. Now, let's stack this up against something a little bit safer, like a high yield savings account. Rates on these accounts have bounced around, sometimes under 1%, other times as high as 4% or 5%, but let's use an average of about 3% per year. At that rate, your $10,000 would grow to roughly $11,593 over 5 years, which means you'd pocket about $1,593 in interest, which is not bad, but it's nowhere near what the REIT index produced in the same time frame. And those REIT returns I just mentioned don't even include dividends. So if you choose to reinvest those dividends instead of just taking them as cash, compounding will push your gains even higher. That's the unique advantage of REITs. You get exposure to real estate growth, steady income, and the ability to reinvest for even greater long-term wealth, all from a regular brokerage account. Now, past performance does not guarantee future results, and unlike a savings account, which is safe and insured, your money will never go down in value. REIT values, on the other hand, move up and down with real estate markets and the overall economy. So for example, during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, the REIT market had experienced steep losses, whereas a savings account like a high yield savings had virtually no risk because your money is FDIC insured up to $250,000. So if your goal is long-term growth and steady income, REITs can be a powerful tool, but you need to be able to stomach the market volatility. But keep in mind, investing always comes with risk, and REITs typically pay a much higher dividend than regular stocks. And while the average stock dividend might be 1 or 2%, REITs often pay 3 to 6% and sometimes much more than that. I've seen some payouts as high as 20% on dividend yields. You also get the benefit of diversification. When you buy a single rental house, your investment is tied to one neighborhood, to one city, to one tenant. If something goes wrong, you're in trouble. But with REITs, you own a slice of a portfolio that could stretch across multiple states, multiple property types, and hundreds of tenants. Accessibility is another benefit. You don't need a 20% down payment. You don't need a perfect credit score. You can start with as little as $10. And finally, you have liquidity. Selling a house could take months. Selling your REIT shares can take seconds. You can cash out whenever the market is open. So again, guys, when you look at this, I look at statistics. How likely am I to be successful over whatever stretch of period of time? And then what's the return that I get on that? No matter what you do, everything comes with risk. So moving on, there are 2 main classification systems for REITs, but in total, there are 3 types of REITs by business model. There's equity, mortgage, and hybrid. And the 3 types by public availability: publicly traded, public non-listed, and private. By combining these, you get 6 potential REIT classifications, though hybrid REITs are rare by business model. Equity REITs own and operate income-producing real estate like apartments and, again, shopping malls, office buildings, things like that. Mortgage REITs, or MREITs like we talked about before, they finance real estate by purchasing or originating mortgages and mortgage-backed securities, earning income from the interest. Both can play a role in your portfolio, but understanding the difference is critical. Let's do a quick tour through the sectors where REITs operate, because this is where it gets pretty exciting. There are retail REITs, own shopping centers, strip malls, freestanding stores, leased by big retailers. Think Walgreens, Home Depot, Costco. These are businesses that people rely on daily, which makes them relatively stable. Industrial REITs own warehouses and distribution centers. These are the backbone of e-commerce. They handle packages that you order from Amazon, Walmart, and places like that. Residential REITs focus on apartments and housing communities, and with housing prices soaring, demand for rental units has only grown. Healthcare REITs own hospitals, senior housing, and medical offices, and with an aging population, healthcare real estate has enormous growth potential. Data center REITs own the facilities that store the servers powering the internet and artificial intelligence. Every time you stream Netflix, back up photos to a cloud, or ask ChatGPT a question, data centers are doing the heavy lifting. Hospitality REITs own hotels and resorts, giving you exposure to travel and tourism. And finally, we have specialty REITs covering everything from farmland to cell phone towers. So just know if there's a property type out there, there's probably a REIT for it. Now let's take a look at some REITs that can greatly increase your dividend income. The first one is going to be AGNC Investment Corp, ticker symbol AGNC, and this is a mortgage REIT that invests heavily in government-backed mortgage securities. To put it simply, they're buying bundles of home loans that come with guarantees from agencies like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. What makes AGNC stand out is its staggering dividend yield, currently sitting around 14.3% at the time of recording this video. So depending on when you're watching this, check the date because this is subject to change. That means for every $100 you invest, you'd earn around $14.30 in dividends each year. That's one of the highest payouts you'll find in the REIT world. And the best part is that they distribute those dividends monthly. For income investors, it's almost like receiving rental checks without ever dealing with tenants. This REIT has shares priced in the $9 to $10 range at the time of recording this video. It's also very affordable for beginners. But here's the trade-off. Mortgage REITs are far more sensitive to interest rate changes than equity REITs, which means their prices can swing sharply whenever the Federal Reserve makes adjustments. Now let's move on to something a little different, VG Properties, ticker symbol VICI. This REIT specializes in experimental real estate, owning iconic casinos and resorts here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're talking about properties like Caesar's Palace, MGM Grand, and the Venetian. By owning shares in VG, you're essentially collecting rent from some of the biggest entertainment complexes in the world. Interestingly, VG also holds mortgage investments, giving it characteristics of both equity and mortgage REITs. The dividend yield here is a solid 5.44%, meaning $100 invested brings you to $5.44 annually in dividends. Over the past 5 years, VG has delivered moderate growth and has increased its dividend for 6 straight years. With shares around $32, this is very accessible to most investors. Next up, we have Prologis, ticker symbol PLD, and this is the giant in logistics real estate. Prologis owns warehouses and distribution centers that companies like Amazon, Walmart, and Home Depot depend on. Whenever you click Buy Now online, that package shows up at your doorstep the next day. Odds are it's being moved through a Prologis facility. With e-commerce expanding year after year, the demand of these properties keeps climbing. Prologis currently offers a dividend yield of about 3.54% with a total performance returns of roughly 37% over the past 5 years. Add that to a history of raising dividends for more than 12 consecutive years, and you've got a REIT that combines income and steady appreciation. Shares are currently around $113, again, at the time of recording this video. Next on our list, we have Equinix, that's ticker symbol EQIX. Equinix is all about data centers. This is the backbone of cloud computing, internet services, and the fast-growing AI revolution. Their massive facilities house servers that power companies like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon Web Services. As our digital footprint expands, the need for data storage grows right along with it. Equinix offers a small dividend yield of around 2.37%, but its long-term growth has been incredible with a total return of about 42% in the last 5 years. This company has boosted dividends for 9 consecutive years. The only catch is the price. Shares hover near $776, making it the priciest one on this list. But thanks to fractional shares, you don't need to come up with nearly $800 to invest. You could start with whatever amount fits your budget. Another standout is Realty Income, ticker symbol O, often called the monthly dividend company. Unlike most REITs that pay quarterly, Realty Income sends dividends every single month. They own thousands of retail properties leased by big names like Walgreens, Dollar General, 7-Eleven, and FedEx. These are businesses that tend to hold up well even in recessions, which makes realty income especially appealing for stability. The yield is about 5.32% annually, and over the past 5 years, it's returned around 32%. Even more impressive, realty income has raised its dividends for 110 consecutive quarters. Shares typically trade between $55 and $60, putting it well within reach for most investors. Now, you might be thinking, Steven, this is a lot to take in. There are so many REITs. How do I know which one to pick? And that's a fair point. For new investors, the simplest solution is to look at a REIT ETF. A REIT ETF bundles dozens or even hundreds of companies into one fund, giving you instant diversification with a single purchase. Think of it as buying a ready-made portfolio of real estate that's already professionally managed, and the Vanguard Real Estate ETF, ticker VNQ, is the largest and most popular. VNQ holds more than 170 different REITs across all sectors, from apartments to shopping centers to healthcare facilities and data centers. This means by owning one share of VNQ, you're essentially investing in properties rented by companies like Walmart, Home Depot, Amazon, and then thousands more on top of that. The dividend yield is 3.76%, and the fund has delivered an average annual return of 7.6% over the past 5 years. Shares trade around $92, and dividends are paid quarterly. For beginners, this is often the easiest way to get broad exposure to real estate without having to choose individual REITs. So the real question is, would you rather handpick individual REITs with higher potential rewards but more research involved, or the simpler path with an ETF like VNQ? Let me know in the comments which approach appeals more to you. We've talked a lot about the advantages of REITs, but there's one more important detail you need to keep in mind, and that's going to be dividend taxes. Unlike qualified dividends from most stocks, REIT payouts are usually taxed as ordinary income. In practice, that means you'll pay your standard income tax rate on those dividends instead of the lower qualified dividend rate that stocks enjoy. Because of this, REITs often make the most sense inside a tax-advantaged account like IRAs or 401ks if that's something that you're currently using. That said, even with this drawback, the benefits of REITs far outweigh the downside for most investors, and the big picture here is that REITs give you an accessible way to participate in real estate without needing a huge amount of cash or dealing with the headache of being a landlord. You're getting high dividend yields, built-in diversification, a low barrier to entry, and the ability to sell your shares whenever you want. Those are advantages that traditional property owners just can't match, especially now with home prices at record highs. So whether you decide to buy individual REITs or take the simpler route with an ETF, the bottom line is the same. You're opening the door to real estate investing in a way that's available to nearly everyone. Personally, I view REITs as a long-term play. Just like physical real estate, the markets may fluctuate in the short term, but over time, strong REITs tend to grow in value and continue paying reliable income. I hope this video helped you see how REITs can make real estate investing far more approachable. You don't have to feel locked out of the market just because buying property feels out of reach. Real estate is within your grasp. If you got value from this, hit the like button, share the video with a friend who might need to hear it. And if you're still here watching till the end, drop a comment letting me know that you made it. And if you haven't already joined My Success University, it's a Discord group for wealth builders. I'd love to see you in there. The link to join is in the description below, or you can go to www.mysuccessuniversity.com. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and you have a wonderful day.